Welcome back, and we're picking up where we left off in part 1. We have just started the pet quest process, and the summoner is asking us to level up and learn skills for taming and controlling our pets. So that's what I'm doing right here. At this time, I am completing the quest, and I'm choosing a tortoise card because they are the basic tank pet, and this is a tank base class, and I want to replace the card that I already have a tamed tortoise for. Also, when you open up your creature formation window, the default is for Y, but it may be changed in your key settings. The way you equip a pet into your formation is just drag it into the left-hand square. Now I'm going to go ahead and learn some of these other skills here because we need to be able to recall our pet, and they add to the pet's ability. Also, I'm going to use some of the GP that that I've earned, but I'm going to skip over Grace and Luna Chip because I don't need those skills just now. I'm going to save the JP that they would be spending, and I'm going to use it in leveling up my smite, defense, and offense training, as well as my other pet skill training. I also have learned a basic heal that will help heal myself. It can't be used on anyone else. And I've learned a basic buff that will be able to be used on my party and any allies in the area. It's a small range, but it does go on people not in your party. It is now time to go and pick up that quest that has been sitting there in my log for a little while. This is the other location where the wolf pups and the poultry are, and I'm also going to pick up the quest here from Ivan, which overlaps a little bit and adds another mob that you need, and just is more efficient to do them both at the same time because the blue wolf pups overlap. I'm going to skip into an inserted video here that shows you how to tame a pet. I forgot to show you that because I already had my own tamed card, but you select a mob that is the same type as the card you have already in your inventory, and you put your taming skill into your skill bar so that you just have to click on it or use a hotkey, and you want to attack it by yourself, not with your pet. I found that I get better returns when I'm the only one attacking. Also, it is okay if you want to have buffs on you, but I would suggest you go to the lowest possible, easily accessible mob in order to tame it. I think that that increases your chances if you're not having to fight a higher or harder mob. Not always do you have that availability, but I suggest that to be one of your goals. I'm showing you here I have a buff on my character. There's no way to remove it, and so I'm going to go ahead and use the skill. I'm going to click on the skill while the mob is selected, and it is the same type as the card in my inventory, and I'm going to go ahead and tame him. It's a charge up skill, so don't move. Run in and hit him. If it's a low enough skill level animal, you will be able to do it in one hit. So now you have a tame pet, and the cooldown on taming is 20 seconds, and that helps with long taming sessions. Now that we've finished both quests in this area, I'm going to run back to Ivan and hand his quest in. And when I look at the rewards, I'm going to aim for strength over intelligence for the altered trainee chips, because as I've mentioned before, this character needs more hard hitting and less mana management, at least at this stage. Again, there will come a point where you need to make a decision about how your playstyle fits. Once you receive the reward, go ahead and open the box, because the box is timed and the items inside the box are level limited, so you can have them in your inventory as long as you want. But the box will expire and you will lose out on the buffs if you don't use it. At the time of making this video, this tooltip on the blue item is incorrect. Blue refills your mana and the purple refills your quickness. or how fast you attack. So don't make the mistake if you're looking for non-mana items for picking up the blue one that is a mana item. I go for the quickness in that one because the faster I can hit, the more damage I can do, and therefore the faster I can kill. This quest automatically sends you out to the beach, so I wait until I have done everything I can inside and around the town so that I'm not having to bounce back and forth. And then she sends you to the beach so you can speak to this trainee guy in the hut. She puts you right at the base of the hut, so you just run up the path and start talking to him, and he'll give you a few quests and get you into the next bigger area. Now, this is the first time we're going to use our pet to attack with. You can level your pet without using him to attack, or you can attack with your creature only, or you and your creature can attack together. At this stage, I suggest, just for speed of killing, you attack with your creature because your creature is going to not do enough damage yet to pull aggro off of you because you are a much higher level by comparison, and he will do some damage, so that's just more damage you don't have to do in order to kill the mob and move on to the next one. When you change the location of the attack with creature, it is switched out with attack by yourself, so you still have access to that option easily. But if you ever lose that, you can again open it with the window that by default is pulled up with T. Now I'm showing you here that because he leveled up, he gained 1 JP, or maybe that's 5. I'm on a tiny screen. So every time he levels up, for each level, he gains a JP, and the JP are spent on skills. I'm not going to spend any right now. I'm going to let him level up for a little while to about 10, and then I will spend a block of JP all at once. while I was recording this segment and some future segments, I've had some issues with internet and my game guard kept canceling out on me. All I edited out here was the logging back in and choosing the character and the process of quitting out of Rappelz to be able to log back in. So this is seamless, other than the issue that GameGuard was losing connection, and therefore my whole game was losing connection. And I have not yet figured out what that is, but you will see messages pop up on the screen. I'm transparent about where they happen, but for viewability and speed of the video and length of the video, I have edited those segments out down to the frame. I have taken one of my potions here because the Rocky Mountain Anatema can be, if he gets a good hit in, a little difficult to kill. So I just wanted a little extra room of protection. It's not required if you don't have any or you want to save them for a different mob, but that's the only reason why I used that potion there, was just to make it just a touch easier. Tristan's quest is sending us into this area, Road of Ill Fortune, and his quest is going to overlap with this person's quest. So I'm taking both of them at the same time, and we're going to kill 2 different types of roosters and black angels and assassins, which will complete both quests and lead us into a quest for our first area boss. this is the first time in the Trainee Island that you really need to pay attention to whether mobs are auto aggro or not. If the name is in red versus in that kind of pinky, whitish gold color, depending on how your screen displays it, they're going to auto aggro. I think that is probably fairly typical, that red names are aggro and non-red are not. So you need to be aware of that. And at this stage in your pet, if you have a low-level pet like we do here, you need to be very careful about whether they're aggroed on your pet or onto you. It's better for them to be aggroed on you because you have more heals available to you, but you only, as a guide, holy warrior, knight, and templar, have one heal for your pet, and it's on a very long cooldown. So you need to do everything you can to make sure all aggro is on you. It shouldn't be too hard, but as you see, my turtle did get hit a couple of times before I could get the aggro off, so be careful of that. And now we have the area boss quest for Baron Madras, and he is a centaur-like creature that's going to be a good distance away. So I'm hopping on to my dragon for faster travel, and I'm going to go up and around, or actually I should say down and around this point, and then into where there's a bunch of tents and campfires, and we're going to head to the back where we'll find him. Now, here is where I'm going to start using my altered pieces. This is a good point in my opinion because it will allow me to use them for the rest of the Trainee Island. And I am also here taking the 4 remaining potions in my inventory for quickness, attack, defense, and speed. And those will help me with maneuvering around as well. The bottled potions last a shorter time than the pieces do, but right now we just want to kill Madras very quickly and get on to the next segment. But I'm having to wait a short cooldown because potions that overlap a little bit share a cooldown with each other. So that was why I was standing there and waiting, and here we are going into attack. here, as a reward, you're going to get a time-limited loot pet. It will be the first time that you have access to a loot pet, and they last a week. And so go ahead and take it and use it. And it is possible to have this pet and still get another one, but this is a good one if you're just starting out. It gives you a week's worth of not having to worry about looting, and makes sure you get all your money and things so that you can buy your own. Last time I priced them, which has been a while, but last time I priced them on my server, loot pets were going for around 3 million a piece, depending on what one it is. If you're not choosy, you can usually find one for a fairly decent price. Rupees are very easy to come by, and so you will get 3 million in a very short time, especially if you don't forget to loot your stuff. And now I'm choosing my class. I'm going to go with Holy Warrior, but as you see, you have an option of Holy Warrior, Cleric, and Breeder. These are the fighter class, the healing class, and the pet class for the Deva race. Each of the races have those 3 categories, but they're all named differently. I want to make a note here about stamina savers. These are level limited, but you're limited for a short while, and you can de-level your character to do certain things, and you can reuse those. So hang on to them. Don't use them willy-nilly. You do get them occasionally with level up rewards as well, but they are very precious commodities. And if you were to buy stamina savers on the market with the auction house or from another player, they do get quite expensive because of how powerful they are. Now there's several types of stamina savers. These are the lowest level. They restore a certain amount of stamina and they stop stamina from being used. Stamina gives you bonus JP and experience when you're grinding or farming for mobs or leveling up your character. So they're really good. They last for an hour, and it makes sure that you're maxing out everything that you can possibly get out of the rewards. We now have a quest for our second area boss, and he can be anywhere in the water or on this beach, so you kind of have to hunt him down. He's bigger than the other wampies, which is what those flying fish bird things are. As you see, he's a good bit bigger. And also, here's another point that the marker helps. It shows you exactly which one to attack. And completion of this quest means all of the quests on the landmass of Trainee Island are finished, and we can move on to Nova Slamia, knowing that once Nova Slamia is finished, we are done with Trainee Island. So I'm heading over here north on the beach towards this boat, and there's a little dock that sticks out that has a portal on it. You cannot be mounted on a travel mount to teleport in. And as soon as you get in, the first quest is completed with a guy standing right nearby. He's going to give you a quest that wants you to go through the next portal. And as you run down onto the deck of the ship, you have another quest here that asks you to kill some mobs. It's an easy, very fast quest. She only wants 4, and so you'll go ahead and do that, and then run up the stairs on the other side and through that portal. These scrolls, the forced mana and forced HP regen, can be used on pets and other players in your party. I suggest you hang on to them because if you're ever in an emergency situation, it's an extra little backup that you can either get yourself or a party member out of a hairy situation. So I'm going to go ahead and just warehouse those when I get to my warehouse the next time. Now, we've entered the inside of the boat, and they are sending us through to the next portal, and that is going to put us out where we need to talk to another person, and they're going to have us kill our first time of seeing an octopus. Baby Kiska is a mob that will poison you, and so if you're worried about that, you need to have counter poison scrolls on your hotbar ready to use. You will notice in the fight that I recall my turtle and then summon him out just before the mob dies so that he gets the XP, because he gets poisoned, and I don't use my poison scrolls, so I just recall him. When he is recalled, the effect does not bother him and his health starts to regen, so I call him back out. I'm tough enough to handle Baby Kiska beating me with its head, and then we go in and kill, and he gets the XP, and it goes towards leveling him up. this room has 6 portals in it that we will need to go into each individual room. So I was just showing you that they're on either side. We're going to talk to this guy to hand in the quest that got us in the room, and then we're going to pick up the next one. And for efficiency, I'm actually going to run across to the far portal and go around the room, and this is going to be moving counterclockwise, and that will have us coming out of the last portal when we have everything we need, and right next to him to hand it in and move on to the next stage. This room is a fight room because there is nothing in here that can be collected. If you want to check and see if anything is collectible, put your cursor over some of the items like the bags and boxes on the floor, and if you get a hand instead of an arrowhead, you can gather that item for this quest and then move on. You may have to kill more than one mob during the process of this quest in order to find the pieces that you need, but you're looking for pieces of an earring to have constructed into a key to get through the next door. Now this is a room that has the gatherables, and if the room has gatherables, I have found that those are the best and fastest way to get the pieces rather than killing. I don't know for sure that there's anything about that, but I always have better luck gathering anything that is gatherable instead of killing when doing these quests. You need to make sure, though, I do not think that there is any point of rooms that have gather and red mobs, but you need to make sure that there is no red mobs around while you're gathering so that you can easily react to things. And when you gather them, they'll put a little box in your inventory and just double click the box, and when you open it, you'll get something. You'll get a scroll, you'll get a potion, you'll get the piece you're looking for, something in that box. And we're just going to run through the next rooms. If there's a room with red mobs, focus on killing the red mobs and kill anything else, such as this room is a kill room and it does have red mobs, but we're just going to work our way to the red mob, and actually we get the piece the first time we kill something, so it's a very quick return for us, and we just run around the red mob and go through the door, and that of course will drop the aggro. They do not follow through the portal, and when you get into a position, you'll see another room later on. When we get into a position where we have to kill multiple mobs to get it, you just kill anything you can, but keep an eye on the red mobs and keep going until you get the piece. Now this last portal goes into a room with a single NPC, and she is going to tell you a story, so to speak. You need to answer the right way to make the story work. If you make a mistake, she poisons you, and depending on what your health is, you may die in the process. So the clue is just don't upset her. Do everything is nice answers, and you will get through it and get the piece you need and get out. And now it is time that we're going to meet the third and final area boss for Trainee Island. And this is going to be the last fight that we have on Trainee Island as well. So what I'm doing here is I'm running close to the red mobs to get the aggro on me instead of on my pet. And then I'm going in and I'm starting on Raymond so that we can get him attacked some. As you see, the potions have been timed out on my character, but I still have the chips that I took, and they still have approximately 45 minutes or so. I believe that they last for an hour, and so you have time to kill. This room also is typically a farming room for cards such as the Raymond belt card and things like that. But I'm just going to move on after we kill these mobs that are hitting me, and we're going to exit and move on past. This little warp you just saw, I think, was more of my internet issues. I am not sure, but we're just going to run back to where we picked up the quest from Captain Fedora and where Master Lancelot is, and hand it in. And then because I have a Hidden Village pass, I am going to head there. But if you don't, you would use your return scroll and head back to Trainee Island and talk to the teleporter, which is in the building inside the fountain, and he will teleport you to your race's main city, which for Deva will be Laksy, and that is going to be for a small fee. A few rupees is nothing expensive. Just make sure you've got some in your inventory, or don't go to the warehouse until you get inside Laksy, and that will be safe. So I will pick up with the video in the next setting, and I appreciate you watching. Thank you very much.